On this episode of Playlog, we're talking about all the different demos that we got to play at LudoNarraCon 2025. Hey guys, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that's super boring. So I got my partner in crime, the Play Nice Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I am slightly disappointed at getting the Thunderbolts movies spoiled by its own marketing campaign.
Right. I saw that
Why?
this morning. I'm like, what is that? We're not going to spoil it for you here, but I was like, dude,
No.
give it like a week.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it yet. I'm out here prepping for PAX. I'm like, I'll see it when I get back. And I'm like, no. They're just like, boom, here it is. This is what happened.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Then I went to earlier today, I went to read an article saying the same thing, like, why do they spoil it? And then in the article, they spoiled the mid-credit scene as well.
Oh, what the damn? Honestly, this is the, and like, I get it. I've been on this earth long enough that I know I should see Marvel movies opening weekend. It's like a requirement. If you don't, it's this thing you got to suffer. But yeah, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what they're doing. The video I watched was the cast. They were like a big poster and they're like 3, 2, 1, and they do the like tearaway. And I'm like, what is that? What? Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't really want to know that, but now I know it's a thing. And I'm sure this is the weird conversation for anyone who doesn't know. They're just like, what the fuck are they talking about? Or they could piece it together. Or someone has to see, like, yeah, man, that annoyed me too. But yeah,
It's annoying.
a little bit. I blame Marvel. I'm suing. Bring Chadwick
Luckily, indie games don't do that.
Yeah, well, I don't think they do. Undertale might be on the edge, they have some wild trailers. They might spoil shit, but anywho's assholes, I have to pack and get ready for PAX, so we're gonna hop right into this shit with some house cleaning, baby. But we'll talk about PAX in a minute because the other things first. Quick reminder, PAX is first. Hey, we're gonna talk about PAX now. Quick reminder, are you gonna be in Boston this weekend for PAX East from May 8th through the 11th? So am I. I'm at PAX East right now as a content creator. Obviously not right now as a recording, but as of right now, as this going up on YouTube and you watching it, or you're watching it a week later, then it's not. Just pay attention to the dates. From May 8th to May 11th, I will be a content creator at PAX East. I'm excited to play some games, talk to developers, and meet some more internet friends. I'll be all around the show floor throughout the weekend, as well as taking part in the Video Game Trivia Reloaded panel hosted by Jacob McCourt, featuring some other guests such as Dave Jackson from Tales of the Backlog and last year's DS panel, Trina Smith from Gamerhead Podcast, Dan Kalana from aka Danomac, Lightweight Gaming from the Trophy Room Podcast, and Steve Saylor, the blind gamer himself. The panel will be Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It won't be streamed, but Jacob is recording the whole thing, so it'll be up on YouTube a few days after the convention ends. So if you're at PAX East and you want to see me and Dave beat the snot out of these other losers, then you're going to want to catch that. Or if you just see me hanging around and you want to chat, talk your game, just find me. I'll be there all weekend. It'll be fun. Last quick reminder, as part of a podcast, we'll be doing our monthly book club. We go back and replay some indie classics or finally get around to some modern indies that we just haven't played yet. And for the month of May, we'll be playing One Shot. In this surreal top-down puzzle adventure game, you are to guide a child through a mysterious world on a mission to restore its long dead son. This world knows you exist. However, and the game even breaks the fourth wall on occasion. Can you use your one shot to save the world, or is it going to be impossible? Play the game this week. Oh God, is that next week? This month. Okay, cool. I was like, wait a minute.
That's not bad.
Oh no. Okay. This month on Steam, I was like, fuck, I know what I gotta do during PAX. I had a different train game. I think I have to change my train game. Play the game this month on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, or Xbox, and then head over to a write-in form in the description and give us your thoughts on One Shot for our May 27th episode of Playlog Podcast. You can join us live on twitch.tv/CGDannyB for the discussion, or watch the upload on Thursday the 29th on youtube.com/CGDannyB or audio podcast services of your choice. Timestamp? We got the check mark. We're good. We're golden.
Hell yeah.
Topher, you had come up with the writing question for the day, so I'll field that one to you and allow you to ask me the question,
Well, I was thinking about this writing the past couple of reviews I did for so many games.
Yeah.
And there's just been this barrage of incredible indie game experiences being released just about every other week.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, does the amount of outstanding indie games kind of ruin it for the games that are really good, but not in that upper tier? Like you have the double A's compared to the triple A's?
Right. I mean, it's hard to say ruined, right? Because like, yes, to some degree, but like, their game development is so accessible now. Where like anybody with a computer and access to YouTube to learn how to do it can do it. Like, you don't have to know coding. You don't have to know art. You can learn that stuff. You can pick that stuff up. You can find people that do that stuff. It's like not easy, but like it's more easy to get into than it has been before. And a lot of people are like, I'm making my first game. I got an email today from someone making their first game. Like, this looks fucking fire. I can't wait to talk to you about this. Like, I'm going to PAX, but I want to play your game as soon as I get back. And that game looks dope, but it definitely looks on the smaller scale of things. Meanwhile, I was looking at what's going to be at PAX this week. I'm like, oh, this game looks cool. I can tell this is going to be one of the ones with no line, and this is going to be ones with a big line, and we got to find out when are we going to get there, and et cetera, et cetera. So, I remember a time where I only really played, we'll say, like the triple I's. Like, I was the Shovel Knights, the Cupheads, the Moonlighters. I even put Moonlighter and yeah, it was at the triple I issue. Yeah, Moonlighter falls out of triple I. It's a big ass boy. But yeah, like, you definitely find more of the more niche ones. I think you're on itch more than I am, finding like some of the more unique and like tiny indies, and just looking at a list every week where we're like, here are the games coming out, and that's probably still not even like a fraction of what is actually coming out this week, because there's so many like unheard of titles that just drop and we find out this came out 2 months ago. I had no idea. But yeah, like it is in the same way you'd argue like big AAA game coming out overshadows little indie coming out, or we'll say big indie coming out. I'm sure big indie overshadows little indie, so it's just kind of a Shark Tank at that point.
Okay. Yeah, I just noticed, like, I have over 700 games on my Steam wishlist.
Yeah.
And there are plenty that have released this year that I haven't gotten around to playing yet, even buying them. And more so than last year, I'm seeing these games like not even reach 10 reviews on Steam.
Right.
And it kind of breaks my heart. And it very often these are games that look like really cool games, but not in that AAA tier.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, it saddens me, because at the same time, like, it's more accessible than ever to make games, but to make them profitable seems to be becoming less possible.
Yeah, it's tough, right? And I think about the fight for your screen time in games, period, right? Like, I don't play multiplayer as much, but like Marvel Rivals is still my fixation, where I'm like, I don't really have time to dive into a story. I got like an hour before stream, I got an hour before the podcast, like, let me just run some Rivals. Like, Rivals currently takes up like a good chunk of my screen time when I'm not playing like the indies that I love. And thinking about how many games are out, how many games are in our backlogs, and we're doing the book clubs and we're doing the new stuff coming out, and we're like, what do I want to play right now? Do I want to play itty bitty game that I just heard about, or like, oh dude, fucking I'm thinking of whatever came out this week, Journey to the Savage Planet or Revenge of the Savage Planet comes out tomorrow as of recording this. No, today's sick. That comes out on Thursday, like as this episode's coming out, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be at PAX, and I almost want to just not go to PAX so I can stay home and play Revenge of the Savage Planet. Like, I'm so excited for that game. It's gonna be great. But yeah, thinking about how many games want to be the thing taking up your screen time, but then you have the stacks on stacks of things before it, and that happen to grab the itch and everything. So it's tough. It's and 24 hours in the day, people working, sleeping, etc. Like, you only get so many hours to game, and trying to make time for everything is impossible. You and I are well aware of that. Try to do that for the show. So,
yep.
But I think we need more hours, extra day of the week. Everyone needs like a Florbus day between Sunday and Monday. It's like, this is nothing. Do nothing but fun. Have no other thing.
Yeah. Indie game day.
Indie game day. Actually, you know what? Indie day. That's it. Every week after Sunday, go play your indies. It's very important.
Yeah. You need them for a healthy diet.
You do, or you'll die.
Oh, damn.
Listen, I don't make the rules. I'm just sharing them so people know. People are aware.
Dark all of a sudden.
Like I said, it's just telling them how it is. Those are the rules. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on excellent indies overshadowing good indies over there. So let us know in the comments below. As we move into the quick indie news, we have 2 articles real quick to talk about. The first one being Cult of the Lamb publisher wants its own Barbenheimer moment doubles down on plans to launch a game on GTA 6's release date. You can't escape us. This one is from Kane Sarin over at Games Radar. It reads, Devolver Digital, the boutique publisher behind Cult of the Lamb, The Talos Principle, Human Fall Flat, Inscription, and too many other gems, is doubling down on plans to manufacture its own Barbenheimer moment by dropping a game on GTA 6's release date. Earlier this year, the publisher promised it was going to release a game the exact same time, day and time as GTA 6 on social media. Of course, at that point, Rockstar Games' release plans were a mystery to almost everyone outside of its walls. Today, though, which would have been like 2 days ago, I think, the company announced that GTA 6 had been delayed to May 26th, 2026. That's pretty unfortunate news for anyone who's been looking forward to another blockbuster crime fest for 12 years or so. But what is this ad beneath the article? Someone just got run through. God damn, I'm so sorry. I don't know what that was. It looks like a cool game though. Sorry, audio listeners, ADHD. But good news for Devolver Digital, which can now start making concrete plans for something. Quote, you can't escape us, the publisher insisted in a new tweet. May 26th, 2026, it is then. Devolver Digital's social media manager might just be making a joke, but the company is widely known for being more eccentric than your average game publisher. Just look at any one of their old E3 conferences. I wouldn't discount them for actually being brave enough to go toe-to-toe with GTA 6 either. Perhaps a Vice City-inspired Hotline Miami or something? I don't know. Especially with the right game, launching in GTA 6's shadow might actually help Devolver Digital. I mentioned Barbenheimer above, which was one of the 1-2 movie-going punch of Greta Gerwig's Barbie and Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer opened at the same time, fueling the virality and box office of both. And then we talk about the Animal Crossing Doom thing a little bit. But, yeah, this is interesting. If anyone was to do it, I'm glad it'd be Devolver. I think they'd be the most successful in this case.
Yeah, I just wanted to, like, I saw this article, I was like, it's Devolver, I have to share this.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, which game they would take for that. I'm hoping that it's not Skate Story, because I want Skate Story this year, damn it.
Yeah. I feel like if this is their goal, they know somewhere in the background they have a sequel to something, whether that's a Cult of the Lamb 2, whether it's, I only think Cult of the Lamb because that's how this article decided to start itself, by mentioning Cult of the Lamb. But like something that's a sequel or from a studio with pedigree. Like I know they're doing Possessors, which is a Heart Machine one. So like there's a chance that if they're doing this for real, they want to drop something that's like, hey, you guys know that we published Cult of the Lamb. Well, we're publishing another one same day as GTA 6 versus like, was it Shotgun Cop? I think is one of their upcoming ones. It's like, that's a new thing in it's of itself. Like that's not like a big franchise. I think if you try and drop that on the same day as GTA 6, or again, Skate Story on the same as GTA 6, then I'd be like, ooh, we might be setting that one out to die. But I'm hoping there's some big, deep conversations behind the scenes of what this could mean, because this is a dangerous move. And I think if anyone's going to be crazy about it, Devolver's the one to do it. And if this means like, hey, we're going to give you a marketing push for like a year because we know what this could do to you and we're going to make sure you're covered, I don't know. But hey, I like the goofy try at it. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. I'm just taking a look at the list of upcoming games for Devolver.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing Enter the Gungeon 2. That would be
a good one.
Like that, right?
That'd be a big swing. That'd be if they did Gungeon on the same day as GTA. I know I would. I'm probably gonna play a little bit of GTA. You know, I plan to. Am I gonna like? Maybe I'll stream the first day, but like, I'll be real, dog. I don't see a world where I commit to this game. Like. I don't like GTA Online. I've never got into it. I think that shit's confusing as hell. Finding all the shit you can do, trying to find the levels. I see people doing these funny races. How do I get to the race? Like, you go to your phone, you find the thing, you call Lester. Lester brings you the car. You get in the helicopter. You take the helicopter to the secret arcade. And then I'm like, there's so much. Just make it a simple menu. Make this easier for me. So I just never have a desire for GTA Online. So I'm only there for the story. And I think the female pro tag doing the like heist stuff, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is really dope. It might take me a year to finish it with me trying to play other shit, but also it can come around to me. I'm like, actually, I don't give a fuck. I'm good. I don't care about GTA.
I'm curious, like how much time it's gonna take for people to call GTA 6 woke.
Instantly, because they already are. There's a woman. It's too woke.
Yeah.
Sorry, put it on the list. Get the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And I think she's a woman of color. I believe she might be Latina. I'm not entirely sure. She definitely, or maybe it's a tan. I don't know. But she looked like a. You dropped my pen, Tofr. She looked like a person of color
No.
just from the trailer.
Yeah.
Where did it go? It fell into the abyss. I'll never be able to write again.
Disappeared.
My
No more
life.
pens for Danny.
I found it. It was next to my shoe. It rolled right next to me. But yeah, I think it'll be fun to see what Devolver does with this. I obviously I talk about how much I love Devolver. I think they're great. I would love to see them fuck around and find out. Hopefully in the best way possible, that nothing goes wrong and no one loses money and traction by coming out next to GTA 6. But yeah, that's it. But timestamp, we have our next article as well. This one is from Victoria Kennedy over at Eurogamer. Citizen Sleeper celebrates 3rd anniversary with a free tabletop game. Now, I have not pre-read this one, team, so prepare for a bunch of bumbles. The Citizen Sleeper series is celebrating its 3rd anniversary this week. The first video game in the series launched to critical acclaim on on 5th May 2022. You said that weird. You wrote that weird, Victoria. On the 5th of May, say it like an American, with a sequel, Starward Vector, then releasing earlier this year. As part of its anniversary celebration, developer Jump Over the Age has released a free-to-download solo TTRPG game known as Spindlejack. Is that a thing in the game? That like, are we like, Spindlejack, we know what that, or like...
The Spindlejacks are like these couriers.
Okay.
That travel on one of the space stations that you can visit in the sequel.
Bet. Spindlejack puts players into the seat of a courier. Oh, I guess I gotta keep reading. On the space station Far Spindle, a familiar location from Starward Vector. Players will navigate the station, earn cryo. I thought it said crypto. I was like, Tofr, no. Earn cryo, burn their reputation, build their reputation, make their mark on the courier scene, and try to survive in a hostile system. As shared by Jump Over the Age, the free tabletop game mirrors the hard decisions and emergent storytelling that fans have come to know and love from the series. If that all sounds like your thing, you can download Spindlejack here. In addition to releasing a new Citizen Sleeper tabletop game, developers also shared some interesting Citizen Sleeper related stats. Since the series debuted in 2022, the game has welcomed over 2 million players. And I'm going to scroll down here to the chart that they have. In this chart, there's more than 2 million players for Citizen Sleeper 1 and 2. In Citizen Sleeper 1, we've got 26% have joined the commune, 19% made bootleg booze from mushrooms, 6% became part of the fungal network. That's a really small number. I don't know how hard of a thing that is to do, so I want to come back to that. And then even smaller, 1.5% of people left Lem and Mina waiting on the dock while they flew off to a new life alone.
No.
Monsters. Before we move on to 2, how impossible are some of these things that there's like, are they just people just missing these things? Are they easily missed? Are they not easily missed? And someone's like, oh, I really fucked up, and now I can't be a mushroom network guy. Like,
plenty of these things can easily be missed. The first Citizen Sleeper has like many different endings.
Yeah.
Depending on the choices you make and the people you talk to and spend time with.
Yeah.
But the one about the father and daughter being left behind kind of breaks my heart. Why? I mean, it's only 1.5% of players, but still.
Listen, people don't get it. People don't understand. They're just like, I'll leave them. I don't need them. They're ones and zeros. They mean nothing to me.
They're not ones and zeros.
There they are. 1.5% of people think they are. So I don't know. And then on to Citizen Sleeper 2, 29% of players adopted a stray cat. 35% of players got lucky with the glitch dice. 18% of players let Soray turn their ship into a flying billboard. And 1.5% of players finished the entire game on dangerous difficulty. You heroes.
Wow.
Those must be the same people who left father and daughter alone. There's like, I got to go play on hard difficulty. Damn.
Interesting stats, though.
Yeah, I'm interested because I know we talked about the glitch die and the fact that it's like 35. It's so high, but you're still in like, that's an F still. So like, we say we got lucky with the glitch dice. Like, what's the ruling? What's the stipulation here? How lucky is this thing?
So the dice in Citizen Sleeper work in the way that you can get a negative result, a neutral result, or a positive result.
Mm-hmm.
For example, rolling a 6 means 100% positive. Rolling a 5 is 50% positive, 50% neutral.
Okay.
and then it goes down like that.
Got it. Okay.
Now, glitch dice give you 20% chance of a positive result and 80% chance of a negative result.
So they're fucking around and finding it. Okay. So they just used those and they got lucky and got the 20%, and that's how many.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a very small percentage then. Oh no.
I am among that percentage.
Oh my God, Tofr, you've made the stats. You're part of history.
Hell yes. I also adopted the cat.
Okay, there. Did you let Soraya turn your ship into a flying billboard?
I didn't. That was very late game, and I wanted to finish the game because I was so invested in the story. And doing that would have meant like going through the entire world of the game again. And yeah,
you're like, I don't got time.
I chose not to, but I probably will on my next playthrough.
Okay, but you were the 1.5 that did dangerous difficulty, yes?
No.
Oh, damn. Shit. Sorry, chat. No real gamers here. Sorry.
No. It's Play Nice Kids. I'm playing on easy mode. Easy mode.
You should. There'd be a great series to do, like Play Dangerous Kids. You just like, I play this really nice game on the hardest difficulty, and I hate myself for it.
Play my first Souls-like or something.
Oh God, please do like another Crab's Treasure. Be nice to yourself.
I'd just be using the gun constantly.
Yeah, do it. Run it. The gun's fun. The gun is great. Bet. But yeah, that's our quick indie news, which means timestamp. We're on to the topic of the show. And Tofr, it was LudoNarraCon this past weekend, brother.
It sure was.
Yeah. Do you want to go through? Because I see you put a lot of notes here that I did not read. So do you want
to? Sure thing. For those who don't know what LudoNarraCon is, it's a yearly festival organized by Australian publisher Fellow Traveller, celebrating the best in narrative games. This year was the 7th edition of the festival, and it ran from May 1st till May 5th. And it was filled with talks, demos, games, and a discounted bundle featuring narrative gems like Citizen Sleeper, Sable, Monster Road Trip, Norco, A Space for the Unbound, Beacon Pines, and even more. That bundle was pretty darn insane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how did you find the time? Because I know you've been busy like preparing for PAX and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you find the time to like spend some part of your weekend with the festival?
I did on and off. I would hop into a game and then have to jump to do something else, or a stream came up, so I put something down. I got through like 4 or 5 demos. There were a couple that I like would start. I'm like, this doesn't feel like the right vibe, so I would move on. I still have a few downloaded that we'll see if I get a chance to try. It's that Steam Next Fest thing of like, I'm going to go to PAX, come back, I'm like, go to launch the demo, and then it's just like, sorry, no demo available. I'm like, no, I'll never get to try this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt a little whelmed on LudoNarraCon this year. Like, I feel like last year I remember downloading a lot more that I was interested in. And I think what I ended up doing this year is like the top of the webpage was like demos for games that are already out, which I was immediately like, I want to duck this. I don't want to go here. Like I saw MonsterCon, I saw like 15 other things. I'm like, okay, I know I've already played this, or this one's already out. People are already playing this one. I want to play things that are upcoming. So that's what I focused on. And I think I downloaded like 10 demos and played like 4 or 5 of them. So it was a quieter LudoNarraCon. Again, I'll chalk that up to, yes, I'm leaving for PAX tonight. Like we're doing the podcast. I'm exporting, uploading, scheduling, and then getting in the car to go. So yeah, it was a quieter PAX, a quieter LudoNarraCon for me this year round. But what about you?
I share your feeling actually, even though I'm not packing up to go anywhere right now. It's
hop in the car.
I mean, there's plenty of full games that I want to give a try, but which I struggled with right now because of how packed my review schedule has been the past weeks. So I did get round to playing some demos as well, but for example, I didn't catch any of the talks. I'm hoping that they'll be available on YouTube, because they had plenty of interesting guests, like people who made 1,000 Times Resist. The people from NoClip were there.
Oh shit, I know NoClip is there.
Yeah. So there was plenty of interesting coverage, but I just couldn't find the time. I also like like you mentioned, some of the demos, like for games that are already released, I
Yeah.
get it, like get the word out even more.
Right.
But I'm unsure about like if that was the right choice.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of narrative games that are still to release that could have used the same spotlight.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I think of it like we're in the headspace of what Steam Next Fest is. It's here all the upcoming games. A few games are already out you can check out demos for. I guess LudoNarraCon's in a different case of like smaller event where here's a bunch of games that you might not have heard of. Check out the demo and then play the full thing. And here's some upcoming stuff where like I went in, Steam Next Fest of like, I want to play the upcoming stuff. I don't want to play the things already out. Cause like, again, MonsterCon was one of the big ones. I'm like, I have that. I'm playing that. I have it downloaded on the Steam Deck. I'll probably do a run or two on the train to PAX. Like that's what's going to happen. Along with Redacted, which I can't fucking wait to play Redacted. You know Redacted. We got Redacted, buddy. I'm looking at Redacted right now on my screen. But I definitely think I went in with a different vibe than I should have, I guess. Didn't take away from the games that I enjoyed playing. I think there was some cool stuff here. I think I just wanted new, not the, oh, these games are still out. Cool. I'm not scroll past these. Get past these. But
I totally understand because so I based my choices for the demos to play around the schedule that my So Many Games colleagues also had.
Okay.
And the demos that they wanted to cover.
Yeah.
So I ended up playing a couple that we'll talk about in a bit. But for games that I had already played demos for during Next Fest, and it was a bit disheartening to see that they were the same demos.
Yeah, like I think I'm interested to hear about Usual June because that's one I was like I want to download, but I assumed it was the same demo.
It's the same one.
Okay.
It even has the message when you start up the demo that says this is a game early in development, and I'm like, oh no,
damn.
That's not what I was hoping for because this game it's a bit further along in development now.
Right. Yeah. Dang. As negative as this sounded, LudoNarraCon's still a fun time. A bunch of dope indie demos to check out. Which I guess as we're sitting here, we have 3, so I guess I should start so we can have the back and forth.
Please
Let me go to my LudoNarraCon folder. Let me delete this game because I didn't play it. But then I have this one. This one, as I'm pulling it up and it's going on the wrong screen, I put it down where it belongs. Hey! You're messing up the podcast.
Oh, no.
You're messing up the podcast.
No, come back, Danny.
We're good. We're good. Did it disappear? Am I back? Am I here? Okay. So the second demo I played, but one of the first ones I played was Compensation Not Guaranteed. And this is one we heard about at... Was this a Whitethorn?
One of the previous.
Was it did Fellow Traveler have a showcase recently? I remember seeing it. Maybe it was a Wholesome Games thing. Some showcase recently, they showed this game. And I was like, interesting. This looks cool. But No Compensation Guaranteed is basically... Or sorry, Compensation Not Guaranteed. I'm going to always fuck up that name. It is Papers, Please. But it is a world of anthropomorphic animals building their own country. And you're restructuring the entire landscape. And you have to break down a bunch of facilities, but people are coming in with their deeds and their titles to prove that they are deserved compensation for the land you're about to destroy and then rebuild upon. I got to play the first 2 days in this one. I ended up jumping on so I can keep moving, so I wasn't lacking on demos that I played. But I was digging this one. I was really into it. I had my funny bitch fit moments about Papers, Please. Where I'm like, they put me to jail because I didn't have medicine, but I did enjoy Papers, Please. I thought it was fun. Not my favorite game by all means, but I like the format of it. I think this one's really cool because right now it's fairly simple. It is animals will walk in with their deed and their ID. You put it on the sideboard so you can view it better, and then you match the information, like the name matches, the address matches, the dates match. Sometimes I'm looking at the dates, you didn't check the dates. I'm like, I did. They don't match, but they're not. This is date of birth. This is a date given. You're like, yeah, they don't match. I'm like, I know they don't match because they're not the same date. The game didn't yell at me for it, but I'm like, so what am I looking at the dates for? I assume this comes into play later, but basically it was check the name, check the damage, etc. And this first lady is just like, thank you, I appreciate it. You stamp her deed, you keep the deed, You give her the ID back, move on to the next person. You get a grouchy old man who has like the wrong, I think, last name on his document. Like it doesn't match, the deed and his ID don't match. And he's all like, hey, you better fucking take care of me. I swear to God, what is this government doing? And da 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 da. So you deny him, and he's all like, God, you're going to pay for that. And like leaves like, uh-oh, he's going to be pissy. I'm enjoying the loop of it so far. There's a lot of stops to talk to like your boss, who's just like, listen, I know you're new here. You just took over for the guy who quit, so we're not holding you for full responsibility on this first wave. But you got to make sure you're doing it right. Every time you finish a day, you bring it to me. I'm going to check to make sure you did blah 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 blah. Like your first solo day, there's a lady who comes in, and she has her ID, but her ID is like ripped, so you can't see like her full last name. Or her like full address. You can see the start of it and you're pretty sure it's the same. So realistically, you should deny and be like, sorry, no, this won't work. You can't use it. But it's the scene from The Incredibles. She's like, how am I going to pay my mortgage? She's like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I know you're upset. All right, what you should do is go downstairs and talk to this person, or write this down. Take 4 numbers. It's that energy. I'm like, I don't want to say no to her. But then grouchy old man is like, you're a dumbass. I'm like, denied. Fuck out of here. Fuck you, man. I don't need you. You ruined your day. It's been pretty simple so far. I like Bobby, who's kind of like your tutorial character. I gave him this like, okay. Welcome. Come on in. I'm going to teach you. You're going to hit this. You're going to press that. Good job. Have a good day. But he's got like his son or daughter. He's got a baby seahorse with him. So there's a weird connection. But anyone who's seen Smiling Friends, there's like an episode where like the boss has like a little baby that he's breastfeeding the entire time. It's super weird. But he's like, hey, stop biting. You know that hurts, daddy. Stop biting the nip. It has something weird to it like that, where he's like, he'll be like, all right, so you're going to have to, hey, baby, stop making noise. It's okay. Daddy's working. Anyway, so what you're going to have to do. And I'm like, it's weird, but it's funny. I really like the visual style of this one. The characters are cool. The designs are fun. There's like a paintistry type deal to it. I'm excited to see more. I think I got tired of reading at a point, which is super hard to say during LudoNarraCon. I'm like, narrative games? What the fuck? Why there's so many words? But I chalk it up to the rush to get ready for PAX of like, I can't read, I gotta play.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but no,
I'm glad you enjoyed it though.
Yeah,
I was thinking about playing this one myself, but then I decided I don't need the stress.
Yeah,
that games like Papers, Please give me
right
now. So I decided to like wait a bit.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I like the art style as well.
100%. I'm definitely excited to check it out more. I know right now I'm not super gung-ho on jumping into it. I don't know if it even has a date or anything yet. Also, because I pulled up Fellow Traveler's YouTube channel, it looks like there's a bunch of the panels. I don't know if this is all of them. There's only like 12, maybe. But might be all of them. But yeah, compensation not guaranteed. I know they're going to also be at PAX this weekend, so if there's a lull and I get the chance, maybe I'll swing by and see if I can play more. W key through the first like 5 people, like, oh god, you're really good at this. I'm like, I'm just kind of that guy. And I totally played the demo 2 days ago. Anyway. But yeah, that was compensation not guaranteed. Timestamp. What else you got in the books? What'd you play?
So we mentioned it before, but I played the demo for Usual June.
Oh yeah,
because I had played that demo during one of the previous Next Fest. I don't even remember which one.
One of them.
And I was excited to see more of this world, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I did play through the entire thing again because it's so much fun. You play as June, who is this teenager who fights monsters and investigates secrets with her best friends.
Yeah.
Some of those best friends might not be alive, but that's another thing entirely.
Figure that
out. And it's just really cool. Like, it's really well written. It sounds like actual people talking to each other, which is really cool. The combat is, because there is combat, and that's basic enough so I can comprehend it.
Yeah.
But I'm unsure whether like seasoned players will enjoy the combat that much. I don't know.
Yeah.
It does introduce like plenty of items that you can use, so maybe that'll be interesting for players with more experience in combat games than I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the demo. If you haven't played it, drops you not at the start of the game, but somewhere a bit further along the story, where you enter this abandoned building, where you encounter a spirit. That spirit mentions wanting to go home, so you open this kind of portal so that it can go home, but you're asked to come with him, because in his home world there's this evil guy who plans to, like, I don't know, destroy the worlds, I guess. And you're invited to stop him, which sounds like it might be quite difficult.
Nah, it can't be that hard.
But yeah, the game looks beautiful. It's made by Finji, who usually are publishers.
Yeah.
Who published Night in the Woods and games like that. But now they're developing it themselves. And I dig it. I dug it the first time I played the demo. I'm still digging it. It would have been cool to see a bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm still a little unsure about the speech, because the characters in this game don't talk. They talk in this kind of Simlish sounding language. And you have to read what they're saying. And I'm just hoping that the Simlish won't get too annoying as you listen to conversation after conversation after conversation.
Right. I mean, for myself speaking anyway, I don't think it'll be a problem. I think enough games do it that I'd be like, eventually I would just tune it out, and there's like, there'll be the few phrases like the Baba the Buddha. I'm like, Baba the Buddha. They said that thing again. Anyway, like, yeah, not to harp on it too much longer. I didn't replay the demo, but yeah, playing the demo last year during Next Fest, I remember loving it. I didn't know there was combat until I got to it. I had said, if this is my Dungeons of Hinterberg for 2025, like, bet. It gave me similar vibes with the combat and the exploration and the visual style. I'm very excited for Usual June. I'm glad to hear you're still high on it after playing it a second time. I think I actually was telling a friend today, I was texting her about, like, playing demos. Like, one of the weird things with demos is, like, playing it so close to the game coming out and being like, I just played this. I don't want to play it again. So, like, I don't want to touch Usual June again until it's out, or if we get a new demo. So yeah, that's why I was like, if it's the same demo, I'm just gonna pass. I'm kind of glad I skipped on it. But yeah, I'm gung ho for this. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Oh, same. Yeah. And it should be releasing sometime this year. So fingers crossed.
Sometimes, fingers crossed, please. Just stay away from Hollow Knight, please. It's a dangerous life to live.
Yeah,
you want to do that.
I'm just saying, the month of June is right there.
Honestly, guys, rush it. Get your game out in June. Yeah. Release the game this June. If you're not done, you can fix it in time. You can fix it later, you know?
It's 2025. No game ships completely finished.
Baldur's Gate. I don't think completely finished is the word, but you know. But yeah, Usual June. That one looks fucking sick. I'm really excited.
It does.
I don't know if I timestamped, but now I timestamped. Let me tell you about Jump the Track, Tofr. Let me tell you about Jump
I'm really interested to see what you thought of
it. Yeah. I downloaded this one. So I remember I went through the LudoNarraCon library. I'm like, let me download, look at the screenshot. This one looks cool, As I was picking them off my desktop, I'm like, fuck, I don't remember what this game is. What am I getting into right now? That's the same for this and the next game. But
okay.
What Jump the Track is, it's a visual novel game where you have the conversations, etc. But the only way to make dialogue decisions is by playing Peggle, and the pieces you unlock new dialogue options for you. Anyone who hasn't played Peggle before, it was like the Xbox 360 game that everybody had. I don't think it was a pack-in, but like somehow we all bought it. We all played Peggle. And it was if you're watching the video version, you have the thing at the top, you shoot the ball, it bounces off all the different puzzle pieces, falls in the ground. If it falls into the hole, you reset the ball so you get to go again, etc. The way it works is on the map, there's the regular blue tiles, which are they're there for points. But then you have green tiles, which are diplomacy. You have orange tiles, which are fierceness. And then there's purple. I forget. They're like sly or like evil answers or whatever. But you'll start the game. You have 6 lives, 6 balls. And if you hit all of the orange pieces, you unlock the fierceness option. If you hit all the green ones, you get diplomacy. If you don't get any in your turns, you kind of fail the encounter. I don't think you fail the game. You just don't get, like, you get a separate interaction. So it sounds like there's a lot of different ways to have your outcomes play out in this game. The way this one starts is, I don't know the full context of this narrative. I don't know exactly what's going on in this world. But you're playing as this character who goes into a casino. You find grandma who has like a bunch of like arcade tickets going on, and you're trying to get them from her. So you're having conversations to have her give them to you, or like, you know, what could I do, or what can we do to try and get more tickets, and blah, 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 blah. I checked out a little bit until the end, where basically what had happened, you're like, hey, you guys are cheating in here. You can't be here. And you go like, actually, grandma there was banned from this place a long time ago. She shouldn't even be here. And then she runs off, the guards chase her, so you're free to escape. I'm like, I got the it's weird because there's the evil ending, I guess, until the game shows you what the purple one was, so I can remember what the thing was. But then there's like the bad ending, which is like I failed. But again, it's not an ending, it's just an outcome. So knowing that there's so many different ways this game could go, depending on like, oh, I got the green option, the orange option, the purple option, the blah, 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 blah. Also, I was kind of cracked at Peggle here. I was just kind of launching the ball, but the amount of times I'd get to the hole, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm kind of a guy. And then you watch me whiff it like 6 times in a row. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I just needed 3,000 points. I have 9,000. I'm fine. But this was really cool. I think I'm in a spot where I want to start from the beginning so I can fully understand what I'm doing here. But this was a great sample of what is the gameplay. Like, what am I going to be doing day to day? And it's pretty back and forth. You're like, here's 3 lines of dialogue, play a game of Peggle. Here's 4 lines of dialogue, Peggle, pick your option. 5 lines of dialogue, Peggle, pick an option. So like, I think this whole demo was in the ballpark of like 20-30 minutes with me still stalling a little bit. So it was cool. I'm a big fan of this one. I want to see more. If you like Peggle with a little bit of story involved in it, this is a good one to keep an eye on. Jump the track.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm loving how many games we're seeing lately that are like, oh, here's match 3, but it's a visual novel. Or here we have what else did we have? We've got a couple of games that introduced like these elements of a certain genre and then mix them up, and I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
it's like we're in the era of indie game remixes or something.
I like it. I'm here for it. I like the unique takes and genres. I'm watching this fucking ball. Let's go, Danny. You fucking got it, Peggle, dude. Look at me go. I'm so good at this fucking game. Do I download Peggle on my phone for the train? Hold on. No, wait, Peggle Blast kind of sucks, don't it? I think Peggle Blast is like microtransaction ridden.
Maybe you need Peggle your Steam Deck.
You think? Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But first, we're gonna that's jump the track. Jump the track. That's on there. Timestamp. Tofr, you played other games.
I sure did. Another game that I was eager to see more of was Building Relationships. As I've already played 2 demos for this one. And this one was just that second demo as well.
Okay.
That was a bit of a shame. It's still funny as hell.
Yeah.
For people who don't know what Building Relationships is, it's a building dating game. You play as a house, and you're like on this vacation on this tropical island, where you'll meet bachelor pads, and it's funny. It's one of the very few games that are meant to be funny that I actually think are funny. You have these conversations, and some of the conversation options are just so out there. There's a lot of anime influences there as well. If you go fishing, you're actually fishing for vehicles, like trucks and cars.
Okay.
There's a part in the demo where you have to fix dinner. But since your buildings, fixing dinner means assembling furniture. All while the other buildings are watching, so you'll get like remarks, like Millie the windmill. She remarked, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to put that table in my living room." Like, okay, cool, Millie.
Are we flirting? Is that what this is?
Yeah, and like you traverse around this island by rolling around while all other buildings just teleport. It's just so goofy, and I love everything about it. PlayStation 1 era aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
The clever writing, the witty writing mostly, the different gameplay elements. I do wonder if there's gonna be more that gets introduced,
Yeah.
or if we're seeing most of them in this demo already. But yeah, it's a blast. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a new demo, but then again,
Yeah.
I mean, these devs need time to create their games as well. So
Yeah, I think this is another one that I'm comfortable with, like waiting till we get the full game. Like I'm like, I experienced the demo, I'm in love with it, I'm sold, I'm here on day one when it comes out. I think if anything, I'd say when I played the demo, I was like the mini game for building the furniture, like making dinner or whatever. I was like, I'll play all that. Like if we get the like building relationships, like happy home designer kind of spin-off thing where it's just the building the furniture, and then like every level is just like, all right, now you got to build a new IKEA cabinet, and I build the whole thing, and it's like you beat the level, the house opens up, drop the furniture in, all right, next level. I'm like, cool, I'm in, this is fun. Like yeah,
absolutely.
building relationships is really cool. I'm excited for that one, which I think I don't know if we have a date at all. I think
2025.
Okay, you heard it, team. Get house hunting.
I adore it, like especially with the camera work as well.
Yeah,
there are just times when the camera zooms in on like what's supposed to be your face, and there's like this uncomfortable silence.
Yeah.
For example, you meet a house who's also a doctor. Dr. House, I guess.
Okay.
And he asks you to do something for him, and if you do it, then you'll be a good house.
Thank
and one of the dialogue options you get is, "Can you call me a good house again?" And then there's just silence. And then
no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool things of like building emotions with like things that don't have emotions. Like I remember, it's a total anecdote, but it's kind of similar. As a kid, our mom took us to go see Wall-E for like the first time in theaters. And I remember my mom's impression being like, it's not that good because like a lot of things don't talk. So like you can't really figure out what's happening. And I remember being like, that makes sense. My mom has a good point. And then I grew up and said, that doesn't make sense. My mom doesn't have media literacy. And I'd be like, no, it's all very cut and dry. Yeah. Like if you're maybe a child, like I was seeing it, like you're not picking up everything and being like, oh yes, like Wally is feeling this certain way because he doesn't say, like it's not the Blue's Clues of like I'm feeling sad today. Like you get the sad words and beeps and stuff, and yeah, there's dialogue in this, but I think seeing what you're mentioning, like the awkward silence of like, what did you just ask me to say? Okay, on a fucking house that has no visual. Yeah, I'm like, that's great. That's clever. I enjoy that. Yeah, I'm very excited for building relationships. You showed me that one. I think like 2 Next Fest ago. I'm like, yeah, this one's a winner.
Like that, yeah.
This one's a banker.
Yeah.
Bet.
Give me another of your games, Danny.
No, I won't.
Okay. My next game.
Go for it.
No,
the numbers are off. I have to. Okay, so I played Esoteric Ebb as well. Nice. Another one I downloaded, and then when I went to play, I'm like, what was this game again? And you start it up, you basically build a D&D character. You're putting all your stats in, you pick a background. I say randomize to get going. I don't even know if I looked at my stats. So I had an 11 intelligence, 17 in dex, 13 in strength. I had a 9 in con.
Dex is pretty damn nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Although, yeah, my charisma was a 7. That wasn't good. I knew that one because the game like comments on it as you go to start. They're like, oh, a cleric with a charisma 7, huh? Man, people are really gonna like you. And like just like move on. And as I'm getting into it, I'm like trying to remember what this game is, and it's very Baldur's Gate / Disco Elysium in the way of you're rolling dice to get your results and everything, leaning a lot more on the Disco Elysium side in terms of like format and how the game is laid out. But it is the fantasy thing of you do have the D&D spells. Like the first loading screen, I think is just giving you the spell sheet for Speak with Dead. And you're just like, here's the spell, here's what it does, the casting action, etc. I'm like, oh, cool, I get my spells. I did not make it super far into this game. It's a lot of talking. And again, it was the space of like, it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of, the start was really cool because I think each of your stats are like personified and you are talking to / about each, like I made a success. I don't know if that's a narrative proven success or if I actually rolled for that. because there's moments where it shows an actual roll. I think this is just a narrative bit, but I could be totally wrong. I have no idea for sure. But they'll show like your strength DC was 12, success. Wisdom DC 8, success. And you're having these conversations with your different stats about like what was happening. I'm trying to get to a gameplay portion here. But yeah, so I guess you died and you got fished out of a river, and you end up in this like basement where like you find a big old stack of apples. This is the first like major encounter that I had. Again, a lot of dialogue. Here we go. So I got this pile of apples. They're like, hey, your health is pretty low. Do you want to eat these apples? And you're like, some of them don't look too good. So you can like shuffle them to the side or just start eating them. So I shuffle some of the bad ones. I start to eat them. And then I get a check where I gained 1 health. I'm like, oh, cool. I should eat more apples. So I start to eat more apples. And then I'm like, ooh, you ate a rotten apple. Like, you take damage. And they rolled a D4 for how much, I guess, poison damage. I'm not sure. I don't think it specified what. I took damage. So I rolled a D4. I'm ticking down. I'm like, I could get lucky. I should eat another apple and hopefully get health back. Then I died. And I had, well, I guess went down for D&D terms. I went down, so I had to make my death saves. So like, here's the failure. It's like, ooh, that was a bad apple. My con check, down. So I make my death saves. I pass. I get back up. And I'm like, but maybe now I'll be lucky and I'll get a good save. So I try again. I go down again because I'm like, nope, bad apple. Okay. So I roll. I get like 2 fails, 3 saves. I'm like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do it again, but I do only have 1 health. Maybe I should try again. So I do it again. I went down a 3rd time, got back up. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. So I died 3 times as my first interaction with this game, which was very funny to me. But I think it was fun to see how the game was going to like establish itself and what you're supposed to do. And then once you leave here, you go upstairs. There's a guy who's like talking to you about like, hey, like, someone brought you in. You ask him all the questions, the Disco Elysiumus of like, where'd this person go? Where'd this guy come from? Do you remember this? I don't quite recall. You can pickpocket people. You can have conversations with people. There's like a goblin dude who shows up. I walked up to him before talking to him. I pickpocketed him, took some of his stuff, and then spoke with him. He's like, would you like to meet our goddess, the lady under the bridge? And I'm like, sure, let's go. And that was kind of the point where I'm like, I've been reading a lot. I think I'm ready to move on. So I kind of stopped. I think this is one. Okay. I think if I have the whole thing in my hand, I know I'm going to get to go. Because a lot of the LudoNarraCon demos are pretty short. Like some are 15 minutes. I think the no compensation guaranteed. I think as much as I played was like 30, 40 minutes. And this one, I'm like, I could feel this one being in the couple hours. I just didn't know how much time I would have to commit to it. And once I got to explore, I'm like, this is a cool town. It's pretty. I get to talk to people or see what they're holding. And most of them are like, can I pickpocket this guy? No? I'm going to move on. And that's where I kind of like, I think I'm good for now. I think I've seen what this game is. I'm excited to see more. But definitely one, like, I remember playing early access for Baldur's Gate. And now anytime someone's like, you want to do Baldur's Gate 3? I'm like, we got to do the Nautiloid again. It's not hard. It's so tedious. So I'm like, I don't want to have that. I got to do the conversation, eat the apples again. I don't want to do all of this. But visual style is great. I love the like grungy kind of like very nights and tight spaces with a little more color to it kind of vibe. The sketchiness of it. It's cool. I think, yeah, fans of Disco Elysium, fans of Baldur's Gate who are looking for like probably a smaller experience will probably enjoy this one when it comes out. I could see it being like the not to the same degree for me, but the reason I didn't like Kentucky Route Zero with all the reading and blocks of text. I can see being a problem for a lot of gamers being like, ooh, it's too much for me. It's not enough action. I have a spell slot. I have a spell slot for Cure Wounds, which I didn't get to use. I chose not to. Maybe I could have just healed myself there. But you start the day, go to the shrine, pick your spell slots, whatever. I do not know if you are just a cleric by default or if I just rolled randomly and got cleric. I should have started another one to see if I got cleric again. But narratively, they're just like, you're the cleric. Like, the cleric? No, that's not me. Wait, what's my name? What is your name? My name is Dickass? No, watch the vulgarity. Say this. What's your real name? And it's like Reagan or something like that. I'm like, that means something to someone. I don't know. Maybe it's a D&D lore thing. It's above my head, but yeah, there's a lot of dialogue and things to be had. I know people who love narratives here are going to enjoy it. It's just a matter of getting into it. I think being for the full thing is more my speed than the demo right now, but yeah, it's cool.
Does it have any voice acting, or is it really all just reading?
I think there was the grunting and the like stuff like that, but like I don't think anything that was read was like the cleric. Yes, I am the cleric. Okay. Like none of that, nothing like that. At least that I was aware of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I'm slightly confused because this feels like a very D&D setting, but then I saw bicycles.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't really fuck with the bikes. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It might be maybe on the more or maybe bikes are older than we thought. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, like the art again, if you watch the video version, all of the different stats have like an illustration. Like strength is like a torso being run through by a sword. I think it was Dex is like a cool like arm that's kind of like snaky and slithery. Like these are cool like illustrations. Like intelligence is a cool like skull with papers behind. Like they're really cool art. I think these make for dope tattoos. I can't say I'd get one of them, but like maybe, you know, I like my charisma. I forget what the charisma looks like, but yeah, I think there's something really cool here. It's one that again I kind of jumped out much sooner than I think I would have preferred on like a regular day if I had more time to put into it. But
yeah,
we live, we learn, we play.
Absolutely. These are busy times.
So many busy times. Hey, indie games. Let's bring it down just a little bit. Just a little slower. Just a little.
No.
Please,
never.
I can't sleep. I have no sleep. But yeah. Fucking Esoteric. That Esoteric. I'm like, what the fuck is the word? I was like, what the fucking called? But yeah, this one looks cool. I'm excited to see more of it. But yeah, timestamp. Tofr, what else did you play?
The final demo that I got round to playing is called Psychotic Bathtub. I'm just gonna read out the Steam description.
Run it.
Just to give people like a taste.
Yeah.
Have a psychotic episode in your bathtub. Argue with the rubber duck. Flood your bathroom and drown Jesus.
Oh. Jesus? You can't drown Jesus. He'll come back in 3 days.
But basically, this game is about someone having a psychotic episode while taking a bath. And most of the gameplay is just picking dialogue options.
Okay.
Which is strange because you're in that room all by yourself.
Yeah.
But still, you're picking dialogue options.
You're doing it. You're talking to yourself.
And that I have to say, as someone with, as I've mentioned before, plenty of times, mental health issues myself.
Yeah.
This was really, like I recognized plenty of things happening in this demo.
Okay.
The conversations in your head, the way trauma just jumps up at you without you expecting it. For example, the rubber ducky on the side of the bathtub. Apparently that's your dead dad.
Oh, father.
I mean, why not? I mean, but yeah, how the way grief can catch up with you, the way guilt can catch up with you. It's clear that the developer of this game has gone through some heavy shit themselves.
Yeah. And
I hope that making this game has been kind of cathartic. It's cool, like one playthrough only takes a couple of minutes. I think my first run was like 6 minutes of gameplay. But the more you interact with this world, the more you will know what is actually going on, what is happening, how you are feeling, how you can move beyond your psychotic episode. This is going to be one of those games for people who don't shy away from heavy subject matter.
Right.
And the presentation is just fantastic. And I'm really excited to play more of it.
Yeah, I'm interested in this one. I have it downloaded. I think I was going down my list. I'm like, these are my priority. I was going to hop into this one next. And I saw you add it to the doc. I'm like, Tofr's already played it. Let me play something different. So we talk about an extra game. But yeah, this one looks really cool. I'm very intrigued by this one. I think there's going to be a lot, like visual alone. Like there's this really dope style to like the dialogue options where like you're sitting in the bathtub, you have the wall, the side of the tub, the towel, the take your meds, whatever. But then like they show these like close-ups where it's like, look at the eyes, like open your eyes, close your eyes. Think about, I forget what the screenshot was. Think about this, think about that. Drink blood, which was like a bubble in the bathtub of this red water. And I'm like, oh, this is like visually awesome. I love the style of this.
Yeah. It's one of the most visually striking games I've played this year.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it was just a demo.
Yeah, I definitely want to check this one out when it drops. I'll still check out the demo myself. Might just at least install it on my Steam Deck so I can play it on the train for a quick run.
Yeah, it only takes a couple of minutes to get through it, and it's definitely worth it. Just be prepared to face some pretty damn heavy subject matter.
I do like damn heavy subject matter. Not like it, but like, yeah, this game put me in a place.
Bring me your traumas.
Make me sad. Speaking of Steam Deck though, Peggle, 99 cents. So, well, if I buy it, will I not get to play a lot of Redacted? Maybe. Who knows? But,
Probably.
But it's okay. We'll see. Because there was Peggle Knights, and there was Peggle Extreme or something. I think they're all 99 cents each. I'm like, do we do it?
Peggle Extreme is free, apparently.
What the damn? All right. Maybe I get Peggle Extreme. Maybe I try. Maybe try some. Actually, did I know? I do like regular Peggle. I might just be nostalgic to do regular Peggle. Who knows?
Go for it.
We'll see.
Go for it.
Sorry, I got Instagram DM for a friend who's like, I'm not going to PAX. I'm like, why? Why didn't you go? It's all right. He's fine. Josh, love you, buddy. Housed Ever timestamp. Sorry, I don't know if you had any other thoughts on bathtub time.
No, that was it.
Okay. Then the last demo I got to play is one that I think I have downloaded like at least 2 or 3 times during Next Fest and just didn't get around to. And that is the Berlin Apartment. This is one that I think looked really great. Again, who knows which showcase I saw it at. I know I saw the showcase. It's been on my wish list for so long. But it is this, I guess, hold on. Historically, I'm not informed enough to have a conversation about the setting here. So give me a moment.
Okay.
The Berlin Apartment. Nope. I need to put the Berlin Apartment. Otherwise I get Zillow. Not what I need. Hold on. The Steam description reads, one apartment, many stories, witness turning points in the lives of inhabitants of an apartment in Berlin over the course of a whole century. Okay, I thought that would give a little more about the setting, but I don't have that. But
there's plenty of history there.
Yeah. So what's really cool is the way this starts. You start as, I think it's Koya is how the name is pronounced. He's living in his house. You're watering your plants. You see all the dry plants, water them. He's living alone. He's talking to his fish. I can't tell if he's giving his fish a voice or if it's one of those weird, like I hear my fish speak kind of thing. But as he's starting, he is watering the plants. He opens the window like, did you hear that? Did you see that, Eric? And Eric's like, I heard it. Did you see on the windowsill? And this is the fish talking to him. He has a paper airplane. He opens his paper airplane. It's a note from someone across the street. He's like, hey, you look like you're not doing too well. Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to hang out? Like, here's my phone number. And when he reads the phone number, I'm not informed enough to understand exactly what's happening. But as you look at the phone number, he's like, Eric, do you recognize this? Eric's like, yeah, that's the phone number of a fascist. I wouldn't call that if I was you. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know the details of that. I don't know how well, I don't know. But he's like, yeah, you're right. I won't call. But I'm going to at least send a message back. So you learn how to make a paper airplane. You write a note to be like, yeah, my days have been better. It's been all right, but I hope you're doing well, etc. And then you go to throw the paper airplane back, which is at the apartment across the street. Let me find that footage because, man, let me tell you, that was a ride for me. So you get the note. Okay. So it's really cute when you make the paper airplane because it's like a mini game. It's really simple. It's a hold the button and move the thumbstick like down, left, right. You crease, you fold. It's really cute. This is the only like mini game I've done like this so far in the game. I'm assuming there's got to be more. But yeah, as you're writing your note, you're doing the mini game of making the paper airplane. Then you go to the window. You're like, cool, time to throw this bitch. Now, you can just throw it as like a little mini game and it'll go. And I'm like, man, I can't hit this fucking window. How am I supposed to do it? What you're supposed to do is go to the window and there's a prompt to activate an actual cutscene to throw the paper airplane. So I spent about 5 minutes just going, phew, 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 watching this thing plummet. And I'm like, do I got to aim higher? And I'm going like, phew, just trying to get this arc and it's dropping short. I'm like, 45 degrees. I learned in physics, 45 degrees is the perfect angle to get the most distance and it's not working. So I walk away, come back, and the game's just like, would you like to throw? And I'm like, motherfucker. And I get that like, let me go back to the window. Let me find this out. I don't know. And it's like, yeah, would you like to throw? I'm like, oh, got it. Then you get like the flight controls to like curve yourself up and down and whatever. which made it a lot easier. And then I got it after like the third try of trying to get the trajectory and everything. But yeah, I was like, throw. He's like, all right, let's aim this correctly. I'm like, motherfucker, I fucked this up. This should have been a lot shorter than it was. But yeah, this is the reason I talk about this one so much, because I spent the most time because I fucked it up. But after you finish this one, you travel to the future. I think the future. I actually didn't keep track of the years for this one. But you jump forward. You're an old man. You're packing up to go on a trip. You find out this guy used to run like an old movie theater that played Russian movies. He loves Russian like action novels. But you have like your checklist. Your assistant's like, here's all the things you need. Make sure you grab these. You get your fancy shoes. Every time you get a new item, there's like a backstory of like the time you got them or like a memory you have with them. You go into your camera room and you find the projector that used to be at the theater. It's the only thing that survived before it burnt down. As you like go to pack the final thing, like you hear some yelling outside, and then like a rock crashes through the window. And then like cut 2020, like we jump to the future, like what the fuck, what happened? And then it's a dad doing some reconstruction in the apartment. The daughter's like, I'm going downstairs. He's like, all right, I guess I'm going to follow my daughter. And then it's like, thanks for playing. I'm like, oh dude, what was happening? What's going on here? I'm really intrigued but before you wrap up, as you're going out the door, you step into the side room and there is a paper airplane with a message in it. You're like, oh, I wonder what this is. So you're like, oh, this is going to be from the dude from the first part. This is going to have a thing. I want to see what that does for me. Or like what that's going to like, is that the one we got? Is that the one we sent? Is that one that never got sent? Or what narrative beat are we going to get out of that? And I can see this one so far, very simple, a very like to the point of what it's showing. But I'm looking forward to seeing what surprise are going to come up of like, again, this paper airplane of like, what narrative am I going to get out of this? What other characters am I going to meet? I was, again, messaging a friend while I was playing this, and I was like, this is going to end sad. I know it. We're going to get to the point. Something's going to happen. We're going to see something. Oh no, what's happening? Thanks for playing. And I didn't get that in the demo, but I'm so confident I'm going to get that for somebody's story in this game. Like this little old man, if we get the rock comes through the window, oh no, what happened? And then I never hear from him again. I'm like, what happened to my old man? What did you do to him? What did we do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think aside from Jump the Tracks, this was one of my favorite demos that I played here during LudoNarraCon. I think this one's really cool. I do like the first person walking sim visual, not even visual novel, just the first person walking sim that's in a very contained area. Because like, yeah, here's one of the flashbacks again for video watchers where they show like this was the grand opening of the theater, right? And like we got to see that take place. I think it's really cool. I think there's some fun stuff in this, and seeing how it's going to play for additional characters and who I'm going to fall in love with or who's going to be a bad person. I think it'll be fun to see unfold. It'll be cool. Did Tofr die?
Did you die?
Oh, hey, you're just staring at me now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I can't understand the word you're saying.
Oh no. We'll be right back. And I don't know if Discord's doing it again because I hear the rain picking up, and that might be our problem. Did anything I say come through clear?
Okay. You're coming through pretty clear. It's not perfect.
All right. This is a life we live. This is a good time. It's fine. It's okay. Timestamp. That's gonna be all fucking. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I guess next up we had like, were there any other things you still wanted to play from LudoNarraCon during the rest of the month? Was there anything that you wanted to keep on the list or things you're gonna check out later?
There's a couple of full games that I intend to play. Like Interstate 35 is one of them.
Okay.
It's a game I've it's a visual novel that I've had sitting in my Steam library for a while now.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone's gonna you're gonna look weird for a second because I had to move you
to see.
Look
weird, Danny.
I had to move you to see what other demos I had at the top monitor. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna mess with the video. It's fine.
No worries. No, it's a visual novel in a near apocalyptic vision of North Texas.
Okay.
So it's something that really spoke to me.
Yeah.
I remember this being created by someone, but I can't remember who it was.
Dude McGee.
But yeah, it mentions Kentucky Route Zero, and we know the devil as influences.
Okay.
As inspirations.
Ooh,
so that one. I thought so. And then there's a game that released during LudoNarraCon that's called Subverge, where you play a diver, and you
Dave?
get into conversations with other divers as you try to make it down without sinking. And that one looks really cool.
That one
I
did seem
actually,
cool.
I actually won a key for this game in a contest.
Oh my god. Nice. Hell yeah. You said it was called
Wait,
Subverge?
Subverge. Sub-Verge.
Dash. Okay. I was like, I'm not seeing it.
It was released on May 1st.
Cool. Yeah, this one. This one does look cool.
Yeah, it's all about the conversations you have. So I'm always a sucker for that kind of gameplay.
Hell yeah.
But how about you?
I had a few other games here in LudoNarraCon that I didn't get to check out. The big one being, I think it's Inkombini. Which is like you run like a Korean like grocery store, I think.
Do not know.
I don't know if it's Korean. Korean is what stuck out to me. I think it's Korean. But yeah, you're like running like a little convenience store and like restocking the shelves and having conversations. I've seen people talk about it when it got like announced and people really into it. I saw the demo.
It's Japan, by the way.
Japan. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm not sure why I was stuck on Korean. Maybe I saw something else and I'm thinking of a different game. But yeah, this one looks really cool, and I have it downloaded, so that might be another one I put on the deck so I can play that on the train ride. So I have that one. I have Scrabdackle, which I don't know entirely what that one is, but it looked like a little top-down fighting kind of adventure. But it was part of LudoNarraCon, so I assume it has to do some kind of story stuff. So I definitely want to check out Scrabdackle. And then the last one I have outside of Psychotic Bathtub was a Battlesuit Aces, which I don't know if that has anything to do with Dandy Aces. I just assumed, but I assume it doesn't. But it looked cool. It was the deck building roguelike. Yeah. Of course, Tofr was excited. But yeah, it's like mechs and shit. But look at this big bitch. Look at this motherfucker. Big ass bitch with the fucking shit. There's a map and then all those cards. I think this is one that like, not that I have to be into mechs to want to play the mech card game, but like I look at this wall of characters and I'm like, oh, that's giving the like gotcha game. Look at all these extra characters I got. I'm like, that might be more than I'm ready to go for, but you know, that's why I want to check out the demo to see. But yeah, I think it looks cool. It looks fun.
It does, and like I'm also excited for this one because unlike other roguelike deck builders, you're actually playing a game of cards against these enemies.
Okay.
It's not like the enemy will just damage you or just will put up a shield. No, they're playing cards as well.
We're playing like a Gwent. Okay.
Yeah.
We love that. We love that.
I like that.
Hell yeah. But that's what I got there. It's terms of outside of the LudoNarraCon, redacted. But I want to play it though. We're so bad. Yeah, but that's the LudoNarraCon stuff. With that, let's Scooby-Doo on to what we've been playing normally, because I did not play a lot this week outside of LudoNarraCon, a little bit of Rivals. But okay, I have the 2 and the 1. Okay, I'll start again. I guess if you're gonna make me start, you're gonna make me start, I guess. I played the playtest for Neon Abyss 2, and I kind of received a key for this one. They had reached out to me on Lurkit. I requested for the key. When I was trying to redeem the key, it was breaking and I couldn't get it. So I just went to the Steam page and requested it. So I am not even under obligation because I haven't accepted a key yet because they haven't given it to me. But I got the playtest one, so do with that what you will. That being said, the game is fine. I enjoyed it. I remember liking the first Neon Abyss enough. Definitely not my favorite roguelike. You know, not my least favorite. It's pretty in the middle for me. Nothing that I have to say like negatively about it. I think I prefer a different format to my roguelikes. But it's it's a 2D platformer one. It's the one where you pick up the guns. As you pick up the guns, you level them up. You get these little eggs, which turn into these little like Pokemon type creatures that you then they give you perks. They'll be like, oh, get additional damage for this or do whatever. I collected so many eggs and I was like, I don't know if they hatched. I don't know if I lost them. I forget how this game functions. Visually, I really dig what's going on. I think my favorite part of Neon Abyss is the bosses, because usually it does the Binding of Isaac. Here's your grid, here's your map, you know which rooms you're going into, which ones are the shops and the trap rooms and the blah 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 blah. And then once you find the boss room, it does the big you're taking on Koodle Bagoodle, the big boss himself. I'm like, oh cool, let me get him. and then you fight the boss, you beat him, you move to the next room. I really dig the visual style of this one. Again, I'm a sucker for just like neon. I have a fucking D&D character who's is a high school kid with neon. Like I fucking love Colt. But like I do love the visual style of it. I think there's more to Neon Abyss that I recall of like unlocking characters and having different play styles that I didn't get to experience in this playtest. But yeah, I know my buddy Chris is a huge fan of Neon Abyss. When I told him they announced a new one, I know he was super excited. I'm sure once he gets his hands on it, he's gonna be way more gung ho on this than I am. But yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I can't sit here and scream like everyone, you got to play Neon Abyss 2. Like this was screaming to me. But yeah, fans will be fans. So
that's true.
Yeah, it sucks. I feel like I want to say so much more, but I'm like, I don't really have much more to say. Like there was a shop with a cat lady. That was kind of cool.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Look at all my eggs.
This is one of those games where I'm like, I love the visual style, and I'm kind of sad that it's not my type of game.
Yeah.
Because this is something I would enjoy looking at for hours upon hours, but it's gameplay that just doesn't mesh with me.
Yeah.
Sadly, I bounced off the first game as well, so I'm guessing is there like a big difference with in gameplay compared to the first game?
I wouldn't say so.
More of the same.
Since I haven't played the first one in so long, it's reminiscent of what I remember the first one being. I think if anything's changed more, it's the visual and the type of guns you get. But I think the typical loop is pretty similar. There's probably a bigger Neon Abyss fan. They're like, well, actually, Danny, what you failed to mention is that there's a new carbide system for the weaponry that allows you. I'm like, okay, cool. Nope. Sounds good. Believe you, brother. But yeah, it's more Neon Abyss. I think again, you like Neon Abyss, you like Neon Abyss 2. If you didn't, you might not like Neon Abyss 2. But yeah, that's Neon Abyss. But you, my friend, though, have played another game for review. What else we got?
I also dropped. I forgot to mention this before we started recording, but I dropped some gameplay footage.
I checked the folder. I got it.
Okay, you checked it.
I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
You might want to fast forward through it a bit because there's so much. Like so many text bubbles with explanations on how the game works.
Uninstall.
Well, basically, this is a game called Duchy. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, I pull up. I need Chrome. I'm gonna go over here. Continue. Duchy pronunciation. Go ahead.
Duchy.
Oh, I don't have the footage. I need.
I wanna know first now.
Now I gotta fucking take my time.
Duchy.
No, it's
Duchy.
Google says Duchy.
I could say that it's a
Duchy.
Okay.
Drop Duchy, but that's Google, so
Drop
go with
Duchy.
that as you will.
Okay. So basically, this game is a roguelike deck builder, but it's also Tetris, but it's also a city builder, but it's also a strategic combat game, like in the vein of something like XCOM or Advance Wars.
What are genres anymore?
Yeah, there's lots going on in this game. You get like a set of Tetris-style blocks. I can't call them tetrominos because tetrominos always have 4 squares, and these sometimes only have 2 or 3.
I see that.
But they're Tetris-style blocks, and you have to put them into this grid. And depending on which other cards you have, like the kinds of buildings you have, production buildings, you have military buildings, depending on those, you have to just make sure you play all of your blocks right.
Yeah.
Playing those blocks will always get you resources. These resources can be money, they can be wood from the forests, they can be crops from your fields, but they can also be soldiers.
You love soldiers?
So there's lots going on here already. Creating entire lines, as you do in Tetris, will gain you more resources.
Okay.
But when you create these lines, the blocks don't disappear. You play blocks until the grid is filled up, And that's when the next phase of the game kicks in. And when you go into enemy territory, that means you go into the combat phase. So it's a lot. It's like it's a lot harder to explain than it is to play.
Yeah.
Which is but basically you have your own military buildings that will be included with the blocks you play, but you also have to play the enemy's blocks. So placing those in spaces where they don't create too many soldiers is pretty darn important.
I see.
After you've placed all of the blocks, the game goes into battle mode, and then you still have more choices to make. Because then you have to choose in what order all of these different factions on the board will act.
Yeah.
This is important because there's, I think, at the start of the game, there's 3 types of factions that you can have. There's like the brawlers, there's like the long distance shooters, and then there's a third type that I just can't think of right now. But depending on which faction will attack which other faction will influence what happens. For example, if you have 10 sharpshooters versus 10 brawlers, or 15 brawlers, but the battle is long distance, then the 10 sharpshooters will win against those brawlers.
It's the very advanced wars, rock, paper, scissors, what type beats what. Yeah.
Exactly. So all of this matters a lot. Now, if you lose combat, that doesn't mean you lost the game yet, because for people who are watching the video version, you can see in the right upper corner, you have your health bar.
Damn,
it's only when your health bar goes down to 0 that you lose your entire run. How do you lose health? If you lose combat, the number of surviving enemy troops is the score that will go down in your health bar.
Okay.
So yeah. All of this explanation is... I can imagine it's not the most riveting experience for listeners.
Maybe for audios, but Dana's looking at the game on Steam like, hold on, I'm seeing the vibe.
But the thing is, it's really cool to play, and it's really addictive. Like, the Tetris part plays well. The strategic thinking in both which cards to pick or during the combat phase are interesting. The roguelike element where you pick a road, but then your next choice, it might be limited to only enemies. Or, for example, there's enemy territory and peaceful territory, but if you choose peaceful territory, then the final boss will upgrade. Because yes, that's another thing I still have to mention. There's boss battles as well. There's just so much going on, and I think to some people it might be slightly overwhelming, even though the game takes its time to introduce everything. But it is a lot, which is fine, because in the end it works so well. But I can see people bouncing off the game because of that.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't, because if they stick with it, this is one of the best times you'll have this year. Like, the boss battles are also the same Tetris-style gameplay, but they have certain limitations. For example, the first boss I encountered was the wall, which meant that there was a line across the grid, but only like halfway down the grid. And as I had to keep all of my blocks below that line. If I crossed that line, combat would start immediately. So that was like the limitation you had with that boss. But then there's bosses who have like fixed positions in the grid, and then you have to make sure that you don't put blocks in certain areas, because if you trigger those areas, the boss gets more soldiers. It's a lot, Danny. It's a lot, but
it sounds like
really but it's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm like
so much fun.
Watching your moves. Like, so you're gonna do that if you put that one there. Okay, so don't put it there because you're gonna increase. Because like, so I'm playing along with your gameplay, but now you got rid of a tile, I guess. If you had put that next to that other dude, would have reinforced that. Would they have like combined, I think? Is because they're, but now the bad guys have 34. That's a big number. Why give them the big number, Tofr? You want to do that?
Because the further you get in the game, the bigger their starting numbers become.
Well, they got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
No, this looks great. Like I'm not a huge Tetris guy, but I like the fuck around with the formula of Tetris. Like we talked about, what was it? Blocks for Babies or whatever.
Blocks for Babies.
Yeah. And I saw the demo download. I haven't played, but I'm like, yeah, this is a vibe. I like this energy. I like Tetris 99. Like I enjoy just Tetris in new ways. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, I could see it. Cause we had, I think there was a Steam Next Fest game a little while ago. Flocking Herds, I think is something. I don't know if you ever got around to trying it or,
I haven't. No.
But I remember being like, I see the image, but I couldn't figure out how to succeed, like how to make the map go and activate in the way I needed to win. So I kind of dropped it. And then I was like watching this. I'm like, I can see what I need to do. Not in super detail, like shit, if I put this here, I realize this is going to happen because you're probably avoiding doing something really bad that I don't know exists. But I'm like, okay, I can see the image. This is what I want to do. Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's cool looking.
It really is. And the presentation is really nice as well. The music fits the vibe. It's a really polished game and one that I recommend wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Chat, go play some Drop Duchy, dude. You gotta, or you're a coward. It does look really cool. I might maybe shoot an email and see if I get a key before the weekend. Who knows? We'll see. I'm probably not gonna happen in 2 hours before I hit the. But yeah, anyway. You know. Timestamp, real quick, not a long one, not much to say on, but I did play more MonsterCon this week. You know, it's a good time. We had mentioned last week I was playing on, so over on LB's channel, we play Hack Recklessly. We played on Sunday night. It was interesting because we've streamed the game for so long. And we have a formula to it, right? Where it's the four of us play. We each do the narrator for our own section, and then we move on, whatever. We voice act the characters. We find a guy. Is one person doing 3 voices on the scene as well as their narration? All right, let's trade some voices for this turn so everyone gets their chance. And LB and her crew play very similarly. They just have like an all-time narrator who was Alex, who killed it, who basically just did all the narration the entire time. And like my muscle memory is every time it was my turn, I'm like narrator, and then sorry, not my turn. Not my turn. But then yeah, it was great. So like I think Val ended up playing April, who is the clown. But then eventually at one point had like 3 characters on the screen. I'm like, all right, Val, which character you want to keep? I'll take the other one. And then Val was trying to romance April, the clown. So I was like, all right, Val, I got you. So like, hey everybody, it's me, April 1st. And like, that was just my voice for this cute clown girl the entire time. And he's like, I guess I got to try and romance. Like, you got to stick around. You can't leave me, Val. But it's fun because I typically play with, Connor, Kanai, and Chris, like they like not even like the default. Well, yeah, I guess the default team. But getting to see other people's interpretations of characters. Like I know LB, she gives Damien this like Bakugo, like you nerd type of voice, which is very on par. Like it's kind of just who Damien is. While I've heard Connor do Damien for years now, and he does the like, hey everybody, it's me, Damien LeVay. Let's fucking metal, mate. And like that's Damien for me. And knowing that's not what I'm like, oh wow, I'm in a different universe. This is great. And then we got to play with our buddy Ian, who was a part of the Fallout campaign. This was his first time playing Monster Prom, and like we did a very bad job of explaining what this game was, but like, like hey, do you want to fuck? I think LB was like message Ian like, hey, are you a monster fucker? And Ian's like, I don't know how to answer this. I don't know. I was like, we're doing this thing. Do you want to play? Danny's gonna be there, and it was fun watching because I was the only one who had played Con at this point. So we're like. Someone be like explaining, well, this is what's going to happen. I'm like, actually pause, not to be like, you're wrong, but like the game changed now. They're like, oh, we do this now. Okay. Got it. And then, we mentioned like the shop, but we did a short run because there's 4 people playing. Like, but if you get the shop in the long run, you get the crazy items, the blind boxes that give you extra shit, but you don't get those regular ones. And people getting to realize the comic mechanic and how that played out. And I'm like, I know what the comic's going to look like. And as I'm watching people pick their Mad Lib options, I'm like, I know what that's going to be for. And that's exciting to funny to see. And we picked like the romance novel, which is there's Jacqueline, who's like the pumpkin girl from camp, and she moves into an apartment with 3 guys, and they're all like, no one could date Jacqueline. You know, we got to figure that out ourselves. But then like Mila comes home and is like, Jacqueline, I love you. And then the Morty's like, hey, I love Jacqueline. And then it's like, oh no, the romance is insane. To be continued. I'm like, this is fun to see them see the goofiness unfold for the first time. I'm like, I know what happened. This is great. It's really fun. I love MonsterCon. It's fun playing with new friends. And then I played with LB last night. Just her and I played just a short run. She went after Zoe. I went after Omen. We both got our dates. I got scared because I didn't think my stats were going to work. I'm like, Omen's going to reject me. I'm not going to be able to take it. And Omen's like, yeah, I'll fuck you. I'm like, okay, thank you. You make me feel good today. But Monster Prom's so much fun. Like, it's one of those ones that I think is such a great game to, like, if you're at a party and like I know Connor shows to his friends, like, hey, if you guys are coming over today, like I'll show you Monster Prom on the Switch. They play it, they experience it the first time, and then people are like, oh, I get this. And I think it's a great gateway for dating sims where like I don't play a lot of dating sims. I pick up a few here to there, but like Monster Prom is, I'm like, cool. I don't dislike dating sims. I just really like Monster Prom. Like it's my staple dating sim. And knowing that we're getting a fifth one and whatever that's gonna, 6, 7, whatever. I'm still begging for an animated series because I would watch the fuck out of it. Yeah, I think it'd be some cool shit. And I would like to see more Monster Prom. Anything. I'll take it all. Which I think, if I recall, I forget. I don't think it's out yet. Hey, maybe you guys should keep an eye on the Fun and Games podcast YouTube channel sometime soon. Who knows? I might have a video coming out. I forget the episode number, and I don't know. I think there might be an episode before mine. But hey, keep an eye out. Danny might be over there. Fun and Games podcast. Who knows? There might be a side quest soon talking about a certain dating sim. I don't know.
Nice.
But I also forgot to close the drop Duchy thing, so I've just been like through my peripherals watching you play shit. I'm like, oh god, close the video, Danny. During that whole explanation. But yeah, MonsterCon, still fun, still great. Can't wait to play more.
I'm so happy that the game turned out so good.
Yeah, it's a good time. And like, I think what's interesting with this one is how much more I know there is. Like when LB and I finished our run last night, we saw the like 620 possible outcomes out of like the 20 that we had. Like, fuck, there's so much shit in here. And like, it's thinking of how it's going to happen because this is the first time we have like unlockables really. We're like, yeah, you can unlock shit in the gallery and everything, but like there's the special table where you can unlock additional characters to date who have like a very short experience with them. But you go in, talk to Scott, go back for lunch, talk to Scott again, get a special ending. Go in, talk to Miranda again, whatever. And there's still like 6 characters to unlock once you start the game. And then there's ultimate like extra dating options, right? So you go to talk to Omen, there's only 3, but there's 2 that are locked. Once you unlock those, you can go and talk to Omen again for another type of ending or another type of outcome and seeing what those turn into. So like, I'm interested to try and play for everything. I've never played for everything in a Monster Prime game because there's so much shit. There's so much stuff. But like, the chance of like, I'm gonna hop on today and do a run and be like, let me focus on this way so I can romance Nico, who I didn't do this path, or I haven't romanced Doug yet, like at all. So I need to do that. I need to get a Doug ending, and I want to see what Doug's secret endings are because Doug's whole thing is, I'm broke, but I like to buy anime merch. And when I go to a con, I'm like, oh, is that a big titty statue? I need it. So, yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, another put 2 timestamps for that one. I think we're on to what's releasing this week, Tofr. Let me see here. This is for the week of May 8th through May 14th. We've got Yes Your Grace 2 Snowfall coming out on May 8th for PC. We've got The Midnight Walk on May 8th for PlayStation and PC. We have Revenge of the Savage Planet on May 8th for PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and coming to Game Pass. We have Midnight Special on May 8th for PC and Early Access. I'm spitting a lot. I apologize. We have Creature Capture on May 8th for PC. We have Pixel Shire. Jesus, May 8th. Christ. We have Pixel Shire on May 8th for PC. We have Little Kitty Big City. I did not know was coming out yet on PlayStation on May 9th. We have Rift on May 9th for PC. Labyrinth of the Demon King on May 13th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. And then we have Void Sales on May 14th for PC. Any bangers you're looking forward to?
I do want to give Rift another try. I played the demo for that one. It's an interesting take on tower defense.
I remember talking about it. I'm trying to envision which one it was.
It's really cool because you have like these portals and you have to like jump and teleport from one place to another to defend your own towers. But it plays really cool. It reminded me a lot of, what is it called? God damn it.
Edith Finch. No.
Throne something.
Fall, Throne, and Liberty. Game of Thrones, King's Road, Throne and Liberty.
I think Thronefall might be right, actually. Hang on. Let me. Oh, my God, Steam work.
Thronefall, yeah, dude, I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking G team. I know my indie games. Catch me at video game trivia this weekend at PAX, baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
If Jacob doesn't include indie, he's a coward.
That's lame.
Yeah, fucking Jacob.
But yeah, I'm guessing you are pretty excited for Revenge of the Savage Planet.
I am. That was such a fun surprise for me, Journey to the Savage Planet. I remember seeing it and like, maybe I'll see. And then I watched like Jacksepticeye's like first part of his Let's Play. And I was like, this game's funny. This is great. And I think the biggest thing, which is so weird, because you have to, like, I describe it, and I don't want it to sound like a turnoff, because I know a lot of people have a stigma about it, but it's got a Rick and Morty type of humor to it.
Okay.
But, like, not the Justin Roiland super Rick and Morty, but that, like, goofy.
Not the toxic kind.
Yeah, not the toxic, but like, also kind of, because you're working for a company that treats you like a piece of shit, so, like, yes. But it's got, like, the random live action videos that are just like, this is a commercial for fucking Wedgie Burger, where if you don't finish your burger, you get a wedgie at the restaurant. Like that's just one of the fucking ads in the game or something like that. Like it's the game's goofy. And this one it looks like the world's going to be bigger. It's co-op, which the first one was co-op, but this one seems to focus more on the co-op part. It's third person, which this game is so like slapstick humor. Like one of the big things, your melee was just like a pop, pop, like a little hand slap. In the first game, and I think you're just going to get to see so much more energy out of your characters in third person. I'm very excited for this one. Again, it comes out the day PAX starts. I'm like, fuck, I just want to play Revenge of the Savage Planet. But yes, both that and A Midnight Walk are both like, I'm really excited to check out both of those. The Midnight Walk from the team that made Lost in Random. Stop motion, very Tim Burton-esque adventure game. You're playing as a guy with I think you're the burnt one is your name, and you use matches and your partner Potboy to light fires around the world, so you can like bring back the light, and sometimes use the light to like enemies will run at you and they freeze in the light and type thing. I'm like, oh, this is scary. Visually, I'm all about how this game looks. I'm really excited for the Midnight Walk. That'll video get posted probably the same day that this episode comes out for the TikTok short and everything. But yeah. But yeah, there's some bangers this week. I'm also interested in like Little Kitty Big City. I always said that's one I think I would like to platinum when it comes to PlayStation. So that might be one to swing back to and try and do. Probably anytime soon, but you know. But yeah, ba-boom. And we're on to our indie highlight in Tofr. This is up to you, the part of the show where we talk about an underrated indie game, either upcoming game people need to keep on the radars, etc. And it's your turn to pick. So what you got over there?
I have a game that I mentioned on the podcast last year when it released in August. It's called Phantom Spark, and it is this, what do you call it? It's a racing game, but where you do like time trials instead of racing other racers. And
like ghost mode kind of thing.
It looks spectacular. The music is such a vibe. Like this whole game is just a vibe. I'm not the biggest fan of like time trial games because you get like I get quite nervous playing them. Yeah. Because I want to do better. And this game was just that kind of gameplay, but really zen. Yeah. I was just in that vibe, in that flow, and I played through the whole game just staying in that flow. Yeah. It was so much fun. It controls so well. It handles like some of the best racing games I've played. And like I said, the visuals are just spectacular. Yeah. And I think more people need to play this.
Yeah, I love the ships. They're so cool. There's like a Wipeout F-Zero kind of energy to this game that I think stylistically is really cool. But it still feels so unique as I'm looking at these weird bug-shaped spaceships. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember when you talked about this first time, I was like, yeah, this looks really dope. It sounds cool. I didn't realize what it really was until like you talked about it. Yeah, Phantom Spark looks sick.
It is.
There's so many games, though, bro. I ain't got time for everything.
I know.
Play everything, man. It's fine. It's good. We're good. Time stamp, which means with that, we're at the end of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary friends of all ages, thank you so much for watching this episode of Playlog. I hope you enjoy. Let us know what demos you played at LudoNarraCon, what games you're looking forward to playing. If I'm going to be seeing you at PAX this weekend, because if not, coward. Should have been there. Be there next year. And if I'm not there next year, I'm not a coward. I was just busy. Don't worry about it. But no, yeah, I'm very excited for PAX. Hopefully I see you guys there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave the 5-star review. You know the rigmarole stuff. I'm talking to you. Do the damn thing. Tofr, little scrinkly dinklies want to find the internet. Where would they go?
The easiest way is through my Linktree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word. Or you can find most of my written work on somanygames.co.uk. And I just want to say, have a blast at PAX, man.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous. You're not gonna meet amazing people and stuff. No,
I can tell you
play fun games.
You hate them all. I could just be like, Tofr said you suck.
I'll
hit Jacob. I'll hit Jacob first. That motherfucker in that private Discord. Fucker's like, you're my favorite part of Playlog, Tofr, and he didn't respond to me either. He didn't respond to my little bitch, Jacob McCourt, lying ass little bitch, not answering me. He's like, Tofr, you're my favorite part of Playlog. And then I went and got the whole damn clip of Davon Rogers going, wait a damn minute. Like, I went and downloaded it on my phone and cropped it so I could put it on Discord. He didn't even respond to me. Jacob, I'm sick of you. I'm not showing up to the panel.
Just gotta crush his game. Just crush it.
We're gonna try. I'm nervous, man. I'm talking the big vibe because that's the energy we want. But they're gonna be like, name something about something. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know, Dave. Dave, what's the answer? I'm very excited for the panel. It's gonna be fun. Win or lose, but we're gonna win.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, you guys can find me at CGDannyB. No streams this week because again, I'm in Boston. But I think next week there was a discussion about doing a repo stream. Because we haven't played in a minute. So if you're around and want to do some repo sometime next week, I don't have any other information, but yeah, all right. Bet. Don't know when, but we'll figure it out. We'll see.
Okay.
Might be an extra. I think there's a conversation between LB and I, and usually when I'm streaming, she's on another stream, and then vice versa. Like they're always like there might be we don't normally stream on Tuesdays, but maybe this is the day. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have to edit this quick, export it, finish packing, and get going. So thank you guys so much for being here. I love you. Mwah. PAX, baby.